Good afternoon. This is John McAllister with Around the State and part of the McAllister Scouting Report. And today we're going to talk with a 2024 running back from Avon High School. And Jakorion Caffey is 5'11", 185, and he's burst on the scene last year as a sophomore. He's a tough runner, a good kid. I enjoyed my conversation. He talks about a lot of different things, his love for football and the discipline he has and things like that. And what he has to work on, he does a good job. So if you sit back and watch my video podcast. Let's go back. I want to go back at a couple things. You talked about Jaquan Barkley and some of your friends, but you mentioned your mom as one of those people that support you. How does she support you?
Well, she just keeps my head straight. If I'm doing anything wrong or she knows anything that I'm doing anything, she just tells me keep my head right and keep my grades straight and everything like that. And she motivates me to get up every day and keep going, even when I don't want to. And
that can happen sometimes. We talked earlier. Go back. I have one more question I'd like to ask you again. You know, not so much the Clyde thing, but what was the saying again that you said something that kind of drives you? Tell me that again.
The quote I told you earlier.
Yes, because my speaker it didn't come out well. Go ahead.
Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard.
Good. That's really good. That's really good. Okay, let's talk about you as a football player right now then. Okay. Jakorion. What are your strengths right now as just football? What are your strengths?
Breakout speed. Definitely tough to take down. I can break a couple of tackles before I go down. My hands are pretty good.
Yeah, you catch the ball downfield, not just outside in the flats or out of the backfield. You catch the ball downfield, which makes you very valuable, especially. Okay, let me help you. Okay, you have really good initial burst, right?
Yes, sir.
Initial burst. You have good burst through the line of scrimmage, okay? You got surprisingly quickness in there. You have really good vision. I don't know if you know that or not. You have good vision. You can you got to get bigger and stronger, and you got to dance faster and cut faster. But I can see you're almost to the place where you can put your foot in the ground and go. But you have really good vision and you patience. Okay, am I right so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, you won't. Okay, and I think the other thing is you do break tackles, but you have really good balance. You get hit. Nobody really hits you square. At least what I've seen, square on. You've got that balance, and you're going to get bigger and stronger. And I think the other thing is when you go outside, maybe to get to the edge, you will cut it back inside or off tackle or off the end. You see that, and you have the ability to cut it inside. And when I mean inside, I don't mean tackle to tackle. I'm talking about when you're going to the edge. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir, it does.
What do you have to work on?
Probably my elusiveness.
You've got to get bigger and stronger, right?
Yeah. Probably maybe I could add some maybe
add some what? Good weight? Good strength?
Yeah, definitely weight. uh, elusiveness. Um,
Doesn't that all come with strength and quickness? The
yeah.
stronger you get, the quicker you can get with your feet and things like that. And that
Hmm.
will help you in track as well. Okay. You ever try long jumping in track?
I haven't, sir.
Okay. Because I'm one of those guys that the vertical stuff, I think that shows spring and it shows pop. And I think that's important. You got to play around with it sometime. Okay. I think those are things you really are good at. I think you have to get, and I don't know, you may not, but all this crap about, excuse me, all this stuff about, I think you got to get a final burst, but I think that's blown out of proportion because not everybody has that. But you go to look at Iowa State, and the head coach is a good friend of mine. If you ever watch them play, those running backs, they don't have 4.5 speed at the end, but they just keep hitting you and vision, and you got to be able to run the football. So I think you're in great shape right now. I mean, for what it means. Okay, second question. Okay, what do you do when nobody's watching? When you go home and you're at home, what do you do when nobody's watching?
Um, well, I watch a little film every now and then. I watch what I could do better. Uh, I study like what I could improve in the off season, and
But
I
don't you
definitely.
watch TV? Don't you play games on your computer and
Oh yeah,
that? Sure,
yeah,
get away from that football, man.
yeah.
I'm just funning with you. But no, what do you do for fun then? Okay, let me add fun to it. What do you do for fun?
Um, I shoot hoops with my friends sometimes, or I hang
Uh,
out with friends, or
Good, good,
sometimes play video games.
good. That's really good. Oh, by the way, and you touched on one thing. I don't think high school players watch enough video, or excuse me, tape or film or huddle. I don't think they watch enough on their own. You could, and especially in the off season, or when you're playing somebody and you see where those linebackers are and where the corner, does the safety come up or are they soft? You know what I'm saying? Boy, the
Yeah.
more video you can watch, it really. And I know Coach would tell you that all the time, Coach Elder, but it's something really good to do and see how you
Mhm.
can get better. Okay, uh, what's what's one thing? And this is kind of a tough question. What's one thing that you can't live without? What's one thing you can't live without? Anything, not food, not drink, not a silly. It's not a silly answer. What is there anything that you just can't? You really, really have to have. Tough one. I got you. How about
Uh,
football? How about friends? I mean, are there? I mean, how about? Do you have to have football?
I definitely do have to have football.
Okay.
Yeah, probably my number one option is football. Uh, yeah, I've been playing football since probably fourth grade. I started off as a lineman, and I developed to a running back.
You're a lineman.
Yeah,
When you're young like that, they put all those real big guys at running back and put the little guys on the line. And then when you get to high school, you switch it around. You know that? I mean, the
Mhm.
big guys go to the line, but that's funny. Okay, let's talk about school. Just short. How's school going? What's the
I think it's going good so far, but I could definitely improve in school though.
uh-huh.
But it's going good so far, but definitely
What's
gonna.
if you had a favorite subject? What would it be?
Um, would you consider speed and strength a subject?
No,
No,
academic subject,
I
man.
got you.
Academic.
Maybe science, I would say.
Okay. Okay. You better get a little stronger on that, man.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding you. You talked about Jaquan Barkley. He went to Penn State as your favorite guy. Uh, what what made him so good to you? When you answered that, what made him so good to you?
He
Jaquan
just
Barkley.
had like he was just a complete running back. He just had everything you could ask for a running back, and
He's got a great attitude too, doesn't he?
yes, he
Okay.
does.
Now, as you look back, Jakorian, what is there anything? I call it the scrapbook time. Is there anything so far in your young running back career that you just kind of jumps out at you that you remember? Anything that you just exciting point that you'll always remember? Now you're only been in 2 years in junior high, but is there anything that just jumps out at you? Any big run, any big victory, any upset, anything like that that you always remember?
Our game against our rivals, I had a pretty good game, and we end up losing it, and I'll always remember that.
Was that Avon Lake? I'm not being funny. Is that
Yeah,
Avon Lake?
yeah, it
Okay,
was.
okay, because I thought that might be it and stuff like that. So they okay. Well, you got next year, right?
Yes, sir.
That's it's not necessarily something you want to be happy about remembering, but something to drive you a little bit. That sounds
Yeah.
really good. Okay, what advice would you give to a freshman? What advice would you give to and you're going to go into your junior year? He's coming in as a freshman, and you know it's August. Things are dragging. What are you going to tell him?
I would say on the hard days, just push through anything. Just keep your head straight and just try to go 100% at everything you do. And
Did you do that?
yes, I did, sir.
Did you?
Yes,
I read an article. I read three articles about you, but I read one where it said, and I circled it on my notes, not complaining. Okay, you used that word in an article. You know how much class that shows? You weren't complaining. Is that is that part of your makeup? You just play hard, Jacorian, and don't complain.
yes, sir. It is.
I mean, there's a difference between whining and complaining. That's all the same to me. Sometimes you get upset, but is that is that part of your makeup? Don't complain, just play,
Yeah,
right?
because complaining, you really don't get anything out of it. And if you just keep going hard, eventually you will have success.
Okay, good. Okay, do you have the want to?
Or the 1-2 factor, yes, I do.
Do you? Okay,
Yes,
good.
sir.
I didn't know if you would catch that because I think it's so important. You got to want to. A lot of guys don't want to, right?
Yeah.
Or quite a few guys. Okay, super. I talked about the freshmen. Okay, here's another silly question. What talent would you like to have that you don't have and you never will have it? What talent?
Uh, uh, any talent?
Any talent. And you probably will
Uh,
never be able to do it.
Probably a dancer. I love to dance, but
But
I can't really. I
but
really
you
can't.
can't.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe a lot of guys say that. Maybe eventually you will. Maybe not ballroom dancing, but maybe you'll be able to dance at the prom and things like that. That sounds really good. Okay, I just have a couple of more questions. What are your thoughts on recruiting, Jacorian?
Um. Well, I'm really in the process of talking to coaches right now, but I really don't pay attention to it that much. I just really just,
You know,
just
it's easy for me to say, but control what you can control, right?
right. Yeah.
You can control you can control how hard you work, or you know how tough you get, things like that. But you can't control college coaches and things like that. And it'll get back. It's going to get crazy for you. But the thing I worry about sometimes is the noise with these 20 recruiting services. Well, definitely you're not buying into any recruiting service that charges you money, for heaven's sakes. Don't tell me you. I feel bad. But the other thing is like 24/7 and rivals and on three, and these guys will be bugging you sometimes. That's probably already happened some, hasn't it? Those recruiting guys. Just
Yeah.
answer. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, I have two more questions. If energy is huge, okay, energy is huge. What kind of energy do you bring to the table? What kind of energy do you bring to your team? You know,
Well, if we're all down, I encourage my teammates to keep their head ups, like maybe on a turnover or something, or if we're down in a game, I tell my teammates to keep their heads up and keep going and do what we can do in the game and go play for play, and don't worry about what happened the last play.
yeah, and keep going, right? An offensive lineman misses a block. You keep, patting them and say, hey, we'll get it next time. You get it next time. That's tough to do, but it's tough. Joey Burrow had a little bit of trouble like that, but he's an excellent leader and super guy, and he's tough. Okay, what about one more question there? Was there ever a time so far in your football career where the light came on, where it just said, hey, that's it, I got to go? Is there any time like that yet? It could be your junior year, any time when the light comes on. You see what I'm saying?
Um, I would say after we played our rivals, I told myself that you're big now and you have to like keep working and I just told myself that you're big now and you have to keep working.
And step it up
Yeah,
and get more, and when you think you're tired, you got to keep going because you're not really tired, right?
yeah,
Something like that. Okay,
yeah.
last question, I promise. I'm recruiting you now. Okay, I'm going to meet you just man on man, just the two of us. Why should I recruit you?
Because I'm always gonna work hard no matter what, ups or downs. I'm gonna go hard every day. I'm gonna give 100% of it, and you'll never see me back down for any challenge.
Okay, what about character and leadership? Do I have to worry?
Uh,
What about leadership and character? Character is huge for recruiting. What would you say about your character?
I would say
Good?
I have a character. I'm not like a person to have like the character to like be like selfish and just have it all about you. I'm
Okay,
like the person to like have everyone on the same page.
that's really good. Well, Jakorion Caffey, I really appreciate you coming on. Okay, you've done a good job, and I hope you the best of success. And I will see you this fall. Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.